we looked at the if, else statement a couple of videos ago. Unfortunately, it didn't end well for me, so I'll try not to repeat the same mistake as I did in that video. So just a quick refresher. I gave an example that I had options with women at the bar. I could go home with only one, and that's where it all went downhill. So the if else statement looked like that right here. And we'll take a look at it. So if mystery contestant is equal to Emily, Emily's a freak, let's go. Scarlet, hello Scarlet, Aubrey, what it is, Aubrey, and if we had no other options, then damn, it's midnight, they're all gone. Oh, come on, Genesis. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this just to show you guys. I mean, I'm not planning on doing this, right? I've learned my lesson from last time. So now that I have this copied, like I said, I'm not repeating the same mistake as last time. No more women at the bar examples. So this time we have a bunch of women at the club that we can go home with. And this time we have a lot more to choose from. So we could just do a massive if, else statement, or we can make it more elegant by using the switch statement. So what is a switch statement? Well, it's pretty much exactly like the if, else, whatever statement, but instead of using those keywords, you use the switch, case, break, and default keywords. So let's see how we would convert the statement above to a switch statement. So this time, let's set the mystery club girl equal to Emily. I'm not getting stuck with Genesis like last time. And instead of using the if, else, we would do a switch statement like that. So inside the switch, we're gonna pass something like a variable, right? So mystery club girl gets passed to the switch statement, and then we're basically going to try to match up, see what could be in here, right? I mean, that's the easiest way I could describe it. So we could say something like case Emily break, and I'm going to write this thing out first and then kind of tell you about why we're doing these things. The other option that we had was Scarlet, so there we go. So if mystery contestant is equal to Scarlet, in this case, we can just write case Scarlet. Break. Case, well, Aubrey. Break. Case, I think that's it. And then we'll do a default case. So just in case they're all gone, we can echo out the statement, basically this right here. So now I'm going to start copying these statements down. I can say, oh, damn, it's midnight, they're all gone. Oh, come on, Genesis. For Aubrey, we're going to copy this statement. And we're going to paste that down here. For Scarlet, we're going to copy this statement. And we're going to paste it under Scarlet. And for Emily, of course, my favorite, we're going to copy that one and paste it there. So this, you know, if, else statement starts looking a lot better, and it starts looking a lot cleaner. So now we have this switch, mystery club girl, case Emily, if in fact this mystery club girl variable is set to Emily, then it's basically going to echo out Emily's a freak, let's go, and then it's going to execute this break statement, which means basically just jump out of the switch loop, just go down here past this curly brace, and don't even worry about looking at anything else. If mystery club girl was set to Aubrey, then what it would do is start going down, look at Emily, say, and that's not Emily, not Scarlet. It is Aubrey, so it's going to execute this statement, and then call this break to jump out of this entire switch statement. So let's see what that looks like. Fortunately, we get an error, but I think I know why that is, because mystery contestant up here in the initial example wasn't set, and I'm going to make sure to set it as something. So I'm going to go down here, refresh, what it is, Aubrey, followed by what should have been because Mystery Club Girl was set to Emily. So Emily's a freak. Let's go. Fortunately, so like I said, since I got into a lot of trouble last time for going home with a girl from the bar, I'm just going to comment out this whole code and avoid that whole circumstance. So, like I said, let's go ahead and run this code and see what we get. Finally, Emily's a freak. Let's go.
What did you just say?
How
many times do I have to teach you this lesson?
Oh, crap. Alright, I think I understand now. It wasn't the setting that was the problem, it was the women. Is it okay if I do an example about cars? Alright, I got the all clear. Now this time we're going to avoid doing examples about women, and we're going to do some cars. So we're going to say money in the bank is equal to 50,000. That's how much money is in the bank. And we're going to initialize a variable car and set it equal to blank. And we basically want to see what car we're going to buy next. All right, so we could use a switch statement to assign something to this car variable, right? So we're going to say switch money in the bank. That's what we're passing. And we're going to say case 1 million. This time I'm going to keep this all on the same line just to show you guys how tidy the switch statement can look. And I'm not going to separate it out on multiple lines. So for $1 million, I think you can buy a McLaren F1. And then we're going to write out this break. So for 500,000, we're going to say car is equal to Murcielago. And we're going to go ahead and execute that break statement. For, let's say, 100,000, car is equal to Porsche 911. And we're going to call break. And again, the spaces don't matter right here. I just like to keep everything kind of in line, so when I'm reading through it, it just follows a nice little linear pattern. All right, let's do a couple more. Case 75,000. Car is equal to, let's say, the Hellcat. And we'll do break. For case 40,000. Car is equal to Subaru STI, which just happens to be the car that I'm driving right now. And for case 25,000, car is equal to Civic. So break. So what I need you guys to do is subscribe and keep watching my videos so that I can make money, preferably $1 million, so that I can buy this McLaren F1. All right, so now let's see what we can do. Bar dump car, and let's see what gets assigned to the car variable. Like I said, we currently have money in the bank is equal to 50,000, and we should probably change that to actually match one of these items in here. So we'll say that is equal to 40,000. So that'll match this line, and then it's just gonna start going. It's like, is money in the bank equal to 1 million? No. 500,000, no. 100,000, no. 75,000, no. 40,000, yes. All right, let's go ahead and assign Subaru STI to the car variable. Call the break statement. Go past the closing curly brace, and we're gonna call this var dump car. So if we refresh this page, I'm still gonna leave this. Don't tell my wife, or there's gonna be hell to pay. But yep. As you can see, Subaru STI was the part that was actually assigned to the car variable. Now, one thing you might have noticed that's different in this switch statement from the previous one is the absence of this default keyword. You don't have to use a default keyword. It just helps when you run out of options. So for example, like if I had that 50,000 right here, and it didn't match anything, it would have just basically skipped this whole switch statement, But if we had a default case, it would have assigned whatever the default value was. So what about the break statement? Well, we don't have to do that either. So let's see what happens when we don't use the break statement. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole thing down. And I'm going to delete the break statements from each one of these lines. And then also I'm going to reinitialize, well actually we'll say money in the bank 2. And we'll say that's equal to $1 million, right? So in this case, what's going to end up happening? It's going to come in here. This variable is going to get passed to the switch statement, and it's going to match this 1 million. It's going to assign car is equal to McLaren F1. As you can see, it's already highlighting, so there's probably going to be some kind of little twist. So let's see what that twist is. So this time we're going to go ahead and mark up car again. And let's see what we get. Hopefully we get McLaren F1. So if we open up this browser again and refresh, we get Civic. So what just happened? Why do we display Civic instead of the McLaren F1? Well, because the break statement serves as a way to terminate execution when a match is found. Otherwise, if it's missing, we're gonna keep going until the switch statement goes to the end. If you had a bunch of echo statements, for example, all echo statements would have been executed. So why is this even an option? Well, I mean, sometimes we can mix and match. Sometimes you want to have some breaks and some don't. So can we do that? Sure. Let's take a look at another example. So we'll say brand is equal to, let's say, Samsung. And then we're going to go ahead and switch. I like to put spaces in between here just for clarity purposes. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So we could say case Apple. Oh, come on. It just automatically thinks that I want to indent that even though I don't. Case HP. Let's see what happens when I do it this way. Case Samsung. Okay. It automatically decrements. I think that's enough. Echo, this is a tech company. And then we're going to do a break. So then we'll do a few more cases like Audi, case Chevy, case Porsche, case Subaru. I think that's enough. Echo, this is a car company. And then we'll do break. And then we'll say, well, let's just do default this time. Echo, I don't know what this is. All right. So as you can see, we set the brand equal to Samsung, so it's going to get passed in here. So if it matches any one of these three, this echo statement is going to get executed. So just like before, actually for simplicity's sake, let's say brand is equal to Chevy. So this is a lot clearer to demonstrate. So case Apple, case HP, case Samsung, none of these match. It just keeps going down. Gets down to Audi, then finally gets down to Chevy. So now it matched Chevy. So basically it executes anything after the statement and before the break statement, right? If there was no break statement, it would execute everything before the closing curly brace. So it says, oh, okay, Chevy, so start executing down. It basically skips over these cases because there's nothing inside them. And it gets down here, it says, okay, Echo, this is a car company, and then it's going to break, which causes it to go outside of the default statement. So we don't have to do any kind of var dump since it's echo statements in here. So let's see what we get. Let's open this up. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. And it says this is a car company. Pretty cool. You can also do comparisons in the switch statement. So let's just do something that's normally thought in a school setting, which is usually creating a switch statement about grades. If we received a numeric grade and wanted to print out alpha equivalent of that numeric grade, how would we do it? So let's say we have a grade is equal to 80, and we wanted to do a switch statement that displays either A, B, C, D, or F. Now, an A is equal to 90 to 100. B is equal to, let's say, 80 to 89. C is equal to 70 to 79. D is equal to 60 to 69. And F is equal to 0 to 59, right? So how would we do this, right? We could go and we could say case 100, case 99, case 98, case 97, etc., etc. But that just seems extremely inefficient. So let's see if there's an easier way where we don't have to match every single possibility. So imagine if this was, you know, some kind of case where it matched from 0 to 100 million. You don't want to program each one of those things out. So we'll say something like case grade is greater than or equal to 90. So if the grade is greater than or equal to 90, we're going to echo out A, and we'll do break. We'll also do case grade is greater than or equal to 80, echo out B, and then break. So if you can see, if we got a 91, let's say, it would start going down here. It would match this case right here. It would echo this out, and then it would call break, forcing it to exit. You don't want to do it in reverse. You don't want to start from 0 going down, because if this was above 90, then it would match this case as well, right? Since our grade is 91, and it would echo out B. So you want to make sure that you go in the correct order. So from highest to lowest. We'll go ahead and finish this up. Grade is greater than or equal to 70. Echo out C. Break. Case grade is greater than or equal to 60. Echo out D. Break. And then we could do the other one, but we could just say default. Echo F. And we don't need to do break because we're already at the bottom. So let's see what we get right here. So it should print out, in this case, B. So we'll open up the browser and go ahead and refresh. Most likely it's going to display right here after company. And there it is. It displays B. Now we can use the alternate syntax for the switch statement as well by using the colon syntax. I don't think I have to remind you what happens when you use the colon syntax, but I'll show you how to do it anyways. So let's just go ahead and copy this just for simplicity's sake. We'll say grade 2 is equal to 95. And instead of using curly braces, we're going to do colon right there, and then an end switch right down there. So let's go ahead and run it, make sure that it actually works. And we should get, well, we ended up getting a B. Why did we get a B? Oh, because we didn't modify the switch statement right there to grade 2. Let's go and refresh that again. And this should now turn into an A, which it still doesn't because we forgot to do every single one of these. So just make sure that you're writing everything out correctly as well. So let's go ahead and refresh this one last time. And there we go. We finally get that A. So I think this will cover most situations that you come in contact with as far as switch statements are concerned. We're done with conditionals, and we'll be covering loops next.